A lot of people are aware today about manifestation and will tell you that you can manifest things into your life, but I see very few people actually understand what makes an identity or a self concept visible in the matter. Like, not just you feeling like you are that girl, not just you feeling like you deserve, not just you feeling like you've done the work, but actually creating a visible transformation and representation of what you transformed inside. And I guess I want to talk about it today. Maybe you also don't know what actually makes an identity visible. And I know that a lot of my clients are sometimes frustrated because they see other women that are maybe not as creative or not as talented than them succeeding and being very visible and all of that, and they wonder what's the missing link for them to actually connect their mind and their body somehow and make the transformation visible and actually be in the shoes of the person that they want to be. So I want to talk about what makes an identity visible today, because I think it's not so much discussed and it's very important to understand. Before that, it's not related, but you know that I like to show you what I'm knitting. So these days I'm starting a new project. Maybe I'll feel confident enough to show you next time. But for today, let me just show you the result of my scarf after washing and blocking. So you see it's a little bit more elegant, and it's also longer. And wait, oh, this is the way I like to wear it. So it's can be even at home, like very chill, or if it's outside and I really want to cover my neck, I like to wear it like this. So I make here a twist, and then I put both of them inside, and you see it creates like a very nice decollete. And yeah, that's the scarf that I made. And that's it for today. Back to the video. So maybe you keep trying to decide, like, this year is gonna be my year, new month, new me. Okay, this week it's decided I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna exercise, and all of that. And it's amazing for you, I'm happy for you. But the reality is that an identity is not becoming visible through decision or through you being deserving enough or this kind of things. And this is really the mistake that we are making, that we think that the same thing that can implement an identity inside of us is the same thing that will make it visible, which is actually another process completely. So you can totally feel inside, like, that person, that girl, that woman. You can totally feel it, feel that you deserve it, have done the work on it, clear your limiting belief on it, and still it will not become visible because you miss that second process of how you make that identity visible in the matter. And it's completely different process, in my opinion, even if everything is linked, of course, and you need one and the other and a good balance of both of them. You need to feel like you are that girl, you need to feel like you deserve, of course, it's the first step of the process. But if you want to make a pasta dish, you cannot just make the tomato sauce and then wonder why I don't have a pasta dish, because you then need to mix the pasta and the tomato sauce and create the plate. It's like another creativity, another level of it. So basically, an identity will become visible when your body feel like it can host it and hold it. And I need to clarify something, because when I say visible, I know you might have in mind a lot of women that are so visible, even on social media, or like, if we don't talk about something very deep, you can see some people getting so much visibility and creating maybe even some things like publishing books and doing this and that, and you feel like they don't have more than you, they are not more intelligent, they are not more creative, you don't understand why they can so easily put everything into the matter, and it's not so easy for you. So I want to clear that out first, that the truth is that it's not easy for any woman to be coherent and to actually make an identity visible with coherence, starting from, I want to say, zero, or really creating something for herself. So it's not easy for any woman. And if you really see a woman doing that, even if you feel like it seems easy for her, please just praise her, because she's showing you that it is possible, and she had to do her own process with that. Trust me. And then you have some people who you feel the visibility is so easy, but it's like an attention seeking visibility. You know, you see women feeling like they need to show themselves so much to be seen. And it's actually sad when you think about it. And you will see also some women, or people in general actually, doing crazy things just to be visible and just to try to embody something that you can feel they are not really. I don't know, maybe this woman who slept with 1000 men in the same day, or this kind of things. Of course it's bringing attraction in some way, of course it's bringing visibility, but it doesn't mean that it's coherent or fulfilling. So, real fulfilling, coherent visibility of an identity that becomes visible in the matter about you, whether you want to be a beautiful woman, whether you want to be a successful woman, whether you want to be a whatever woman, and you want that to shine and be visible finally in reality and live as that reality. You need a nervous system that is regulated. And only with that you can also differentiate the kind of woman that you can look up to, and the kind of woman that are in attention seeking business, and you don't even need to think about them or worry about them, because they will have to do their own path and way with that. And believe me, it might seem easy for you right now when you see those women, I don't know, becoming successful because they posted some nudes on some platforms and this kind of things, and you're like, why am I complicating my life? Why it's nothing is becoming visible for me? But trust me, you want the long run on that, because you will in the end get something so natural and sustainable and feeling so much like you and so fulfilling. And it's worth spending some time on it. It's worth making that process, and you don't need to judge yourself for it. Like, you are not a failure because it's a little slower than what you see outside. It's actually normal, and it's actually good for you, because you are building yourself for success, you are building yourself for beauty, you are building yourself for love, and all the things that you want to embody and represent visibly in this world. You are right now not a failure, not lacking, not this and that. You are right now molding yourself into the person that you want to be, and there is beauty and strength and faith and so much good things into that. So you want a regulated nervous system, and you want to judge. You don't want to judge other people, but if you need to judge other people, and you will do naturally, you will compare and judge because your brain is like this. You want to judge based on nervous system regulation. So look at what you want, if it's success, money, love, beauty, or you want your nose to look like that, or whatever. And then when you see a woman that has what you want, or another person, or whatever, you want to judge through the lens of nervous system regulation. How regulated does that person sound? How regulated is that person's life even? Is she successful, but on the side she seems like so lonely, without a husband, without friends, without anything? Is it beautiful, but near that she seems like always stressed and always this and that? You want to judge the person. If you have to judge it and compare, you want to judge and compare through the lens of nervous system, because the people who pay with their nervous system, it's a too high price, and they know it deep down, but it's like selling your soul to the devil. Once you did it, it's hard to coming back from that, and so they keep going. but they know that deep down because they can feel it. It's such a high price to pay, even for money, even for success, even for love, even for beauty or anything. Okay, then you need to understand that you have different, I don't want to use that word because it's not a correct word, but I will explain it, that you have different levels of identities. And depending which identity you are trying to make visible, it's not going to be as easy as another level identity. When I say level, I don't want to say level like high and low level, like it's good or bad. I want to say level as in the amount of space it will take in your body to host that identity and actually make it visible. Like the capacity that you need in your body to actually hold and embody that identity for real and sustainably. The mom identity, for example, is a high level identity, not because being a mom is higher or better, but because it is an identity that will ask you to have a lot of space, an amazingly regulated nervous system, and a lot of space to hold that identity. And now you are mostly probably thinking that, oh, I know a lot of moms who are not regulated and still they embody and they are moms, right? But when you want to make an identity visible, you don't just want to make it visible like in the worst way possible. You don't want to just become that successful woman, but like your life is awful and you look awful and everything is awful. You want to look your best in that identity. So of course I'm talking about the identity that becomes visible in a balanced, marvelous, beautiful way. So, of course, you can have the identity of a mom and make it visible through any conditions. But if you want to really embody the mom energy, like in the most balanced, beautiful way, being healed, rested, aware, like with your aura and your most beautiful body and staying fit or whatever you imagine being an amazing mom, visibly, like that identity being visible in the most beautiful way. If you want to reach that state, it will take a lot of capacity. I mean, it will need a lot of capacity in your body. It will need a lot of space for you to hold that identity sustainably, right? And it doesn't mean that it's your fault if you are a stressed mom, or if you are not as beautiful as a mom as you could be or whatever. It doesn't mean that it's your fault. There are some things that happens in life to everyone. But the thing is that an identity doesn't really care if you deserve it, if it's your fault or not, if this or that happened to you. An identity just think like, oh, do I have the space to be visible or don't I have the space to be visible? That's it. So whether it's your fault or not doesn't really matter in how an identity becomes visible. Once again, in the most beautiful, balanced, harmonious way. So this was just an example to tell you that the mom identity, for example, is a high level identity, not because being a mom is better or high level or whatever, but because it's just an identity that needs a lot of space, that needs a lot of nervous system regulation, that needs a lot of capacity to be held like in a balanced way and in the long term. And because it's such a high level identity, it's also the one that is the most hard. I mean, it's well known that being a mom is hard. You need to juggle with a lot of things, and for that you need a nervous system regulated. So you can see that between two moms, even in the same conditions, like, I don't know, daddy's working, they took the same weight during pregnancy and this and that, with the same conditions, you can visibly see on a mom's face, appearance, beauty, energy. You can see in her presence if she's aligned or not, if she has the space to hold that identity or not. You can see it visibly because an identity becomes visible through that space. Can you host that identity? And for whatever you want right now in your life, you need to ask yourself that question. Does my body have the space to host that identity right now? Not, do I really want it very strongly? Do I really dream about it? I know you dream about it. I know you really want it. But does your body, sorry, have the space and place to actually host that identity? And if the answer is no, not yet, then what can you do to create that space? And this is one of the best things that you can do for any of your desire and for your beauty to shine. Because in any identity, what we want is to actually embody it in our most beautiful way, right? We don't want to just become a mom or become successful or become this and that, but deplete ourselves and glow down. Of course not. We want to enjoy it. So to have the space to enjoy it, you need to create that space. Then one other thing is that your body will always choose efficiency, vital functions, health, survival before any desire that you want or any identity that you want to make visible. So it's useless to push with the mind, like I really want that. How can I manifest that? What can I write? Which exercise can I do? Okay, because if you want an identity to become visible, not just to feel it inside of you, but to become visible, you need to go beyond the personal development. You need to start embodying. Embodying means the body. It's inside the word. I didn't invent it. Embodying in your body. So the first step is to resource the body, starting with the very basics: sleep, exercise, eat well. Of course, there is a layer of removing, which is always most important, but we don't have a lot of time to dive into that today. But everything that is like stress, addiction, sugar, all of that, you need to remove those layers who are engorging your body. And even with exercise and a good diet and all of that, if you are super stressed or if you are dealing with this kind of things, if you are unable to sleep, if you have insomnia or these kind of things, it will be super hard for you to manifest anything or make an identity visible, because your system is fully taken by the vital function and health and dealing with that problem. It's like when I started my journey with personal development, I was a meditation coach. So I was helping people learn how to meditate, because it's not always easy. And a lot of my clients were falling asleep when we were starting our sessions. And they were like, I don't understand. Every time I close my eyes to meditate, I instantly fall asleep, even if I don't want to, even if I really want to be in the meditation. And I was like, are you tired these days? Are you liking sleep these days? And they were always like, yeah. Like, what's the link? What's the link? Like, your body's taking whatever chance it gets to actually sleep. So when you finally close your eyes and offer him a moment, he's taking that chance to actually sleep and get that vital function out. I mean, he doesn't care to manifest your dream in that moment. He doesn't care to meditate in that moment. He just wants to sleep first. So anyway, however silly it sounds, just start with the very basic body functions: exercise, drink your electrolytes if you like hydratations, go for a walk every day, like have a good sleep. Like, this will really help with any desire that you might want to accomplish, and with any identity that you might want to reveal, because behind any desire you just want to reveal some identities actually that you feel inside of you but that doesn't exist yet in your reality. And start with the basics. Like, don't hesitate to go back to the basics. It's like when you learn a language for a long time, or when you learn something for a long time, and sometimes you need to go back to the basics, and this is what actually helps you to go higher. And you really push that thought out of your mind for a long time, because you're like, I'm already learning that language for a long time, I don't need to review the basic, or I'm already doing that, I don't need to go back to the basics. But I swear to you, go back to the basics and start from there. Because it won't matter the personal development, the level of investment that you put in it. If inside of you there is not the space to host that identity, you will struggle like no one else. By the way, if you feel like you hit a wall with personal development and you need help to really go to embodying your desire, I'm the right person for you. So don't hesitate to like reach out for me. I'm here, I'm available. Okay, so first we resource the body. Then, as I said, we need to really resource the nervous system. Because the thing is that when something will become visible, when an identity will become visible, you want to be that woman, that girl, that clean girl, whatever. And when that will become visible, when your skin will suddenly become amazing, when your face will become amazing, when your everything, your body will become amazing, the thing is that everyone will be able to see it. You might act like you don't care right now, but the fact is that there is an inherent risk for your mind and your body into the fact that everyone will be able to see it in that moment. You won't be able to hide it. And so embodiment always feels scary. Whether you realize it or not right now, you're like, I don't care people seeing me successful. I don't care people seeing me beautiful. But there is a risk for your mind always in something that will become visible for everyone to see. And you don't want to try to erase that risk because it's something deeply human. You know, it's deeply human to fear the social judgment because we used to survive because of social acceptance, you know. So it's inherently risky for your mind and your body in its natural programs even before you were born. And so what you want, instead of trying to erase that fear or erase that apprehension to be visible, is to actually have the nervous system regulated enough to hold that fear, to hold that risk. You want to feel safe enough to take the risk. You don't want to start believing that there is no risk, because there is. You might people might judge you. You know what? It might happen. Yes, but your body will have the space to host it if it's stable and safe enough to feel like, okay, I know I'm taking a risk, but I'm okay to take that risk. And when you will learn about the nervous system, you will see a lot of like methods and techniques. And I personally feel that for me, this is very heavy. To adding exercises to my life, even this kind of gratitude journals or these kind of things. I know it helps a lot of people, but for me, it's very heavy in my already packed routine to add these kind of things every day, to writing this or that. It's really not sustainable for me without, because you know that I like to process without any over discipline. So yeah, if you are a super disciplined person and you thrive through discipline, you can try these kinds of methods. But if, like me, you need something like easy to implement, that's naturally entering your life and relaxing your nervous system without even trying, the best way that I found that works for me is to just instill beauty in my life. And beauty naturally, like the vision of beauty, naturally release my nervous system. And it's as silly as putting some candles at night instead of the arch light, or like having a little matcha moment almost every day, or this kind of like taking care of my natural hair, like these kind of things. I didn't realize until very late that it brings so much into my life, because it creates beauty, visible beauty, that I can actually relax my nervous system and feel like, oh, if I'm surrounded with beauty, like just putting flowers. Most of the time my husband buy them for me, but sometimes I will go and buy flowers also for myself. And just these random things actually bring my life to another level, because I'm surrounded with beauty. And when I'm surrounded with beauty, my brain is like, what horrible can happen, you know? What can happen? We are surrounded with beauty. Everything is okay. Everything is all right. It's soothing and it's natural, and I don't need to overthink about it. I don't need to make exercises at night when I'm tired and I just want to rest. And I just live through that beauty and let my nervous system be relaxed. Actually, this is the best way to actually take care of your nervous system, is beauty. And then I guess the last thing you need to make an identity visible is faith, because growth will often happens faster than integration. You will feel in your mind that you understood, you will feel in your mind that you grew, you will feel in your mind that you had a breakthrough. But to integrate it into each of your cells and then shine it visibly into this world, this will take a little longer each time, and it's normal. It's the process. There is nothing wrong with that as it. Like if it's starting to take too long, of course we can work on it and we can practice embodying and we can understand what's maybe blocking the way. But the simple fact that there is a delay between your breakthrough and the visibility of that identity is totally normal. So don't always directly interpret it as something wrong with you or something that you didn't do or what can you do differently or what can you change directly when there is a delay. When the mind and the body will synchronize, then there will be a visible change. And in that moment, it can even be very fast. It's always the last part of a transformation to see the result visibly. And I know it's highly rewarding in the moment to finally see the results of what was inside of you for so long. But the truth is that once you will make one identity visible, it will become your new normal. It might even feel almost boring because it will just be your everyday life. So faith and patience are qualities that you can actually cultivate that will help you along the way. If you feel stuck, once again, I'm here for that. I would be super happy to follow up with what's going on in your life and how we can make everything more visible. But for now, babe, you got this. See you in the next one.